Have you ever wondered why life feels like it's conspiring against you? Why no matter how hard you try, something always seems to break, to collapse, to betray your plans? Maybe it's the job you gave your soul to that ended without warning. Maybe it's the person you trusted who walked away. Maybe it's the gnawing feeling that despite all your effort, your life doesn't look like the picture you painted in your mind. If you've ever felt like the universe was unfairly stacked against you, this message is for you. Because what if I told you that your suffering is not proof of your weakness, but the very doorway to your strength? Listen carefully. This is not a motivational cliche. This is the raw, often uncomfortable truth that history, philosophy, and psychology whisper to us. Life is not supposed to be easy. It is supposed to confront you, shatter you, strip you of illusions, and force you to rebuild. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus once said, "Character is destiny." But character isn't forged in moments of comfort. It is carved in fire. And that fire often feels like unfairness, like chaos, like a betrayal of everything you thought you deserved. Think of Nietzsche's idea of amor fati, the love of one's fate. Nietzsche believed that to truly live, you must not only accept life's hardships, but embrace them, even love them. Imagine this. Could you look at your pain not as a punishment, but as the sculptor of your soul? Could you imagine that what you call unfair is the very process that will make you unshakable? Most people can't. Most people run from pain. They hide in distractions, scrolling endlessly, drowning themselves in consumption, pretending the storm outside isn't real. But avoidance doesn't protect you. It only delays the inevitable confrontation with life's merciless lessons. Let me tell you a story. During World War II, a young German pastor named Dietrich Bonhoeffer stood against the Nazi regime. He could have stayed silent, could have chosen safety, but he didn't. He resisted, spoke, and acted when it was dangerous. For this, he was imprisoned and eventually executed. Bonhoeffer once wrote, "The test of the morality of a society is what it does for its children." But the deeper test was his own. Would he betray his conscience to save his life, or embrace suffering to keep his soul? He chose the latter. His fate was brutal, but his courage outlived him. Now ask yourself, when life strips you of comfort, do you cling to safety, or do you embrace the trial that might one day give your life its deepest meaning? Unfairness feels unbearable when you believe life owes you fairness. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Life owes you nothing. Plato knew this. He warned that most people are prisoners in the cave of illusion, mistaking shadows for reality. The shadow says, if I'm good, life will reward me. If I work hard, the world will be fair. But reality laughs at this illusion. Good people suffer, hard-working people fail, innocent people die, and still, life goes on. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with the choice Machiavelli observed so clearly, to see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Machiavelli wasn't cruel, he was honest. He stripped away the mask of idealism and showed us the ruthless mechanics of power, survival, and human nature. Uncomfortable? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. But here is where the twist comes in. When you see life for what it is, not fair, not predictable, not kind, you discover a strange kind of freedom. Because once you stop expecting fairness, you stop being its prisoner. Psychology echoes this truth. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning that those who survived were not necessarily the strongest, but those who found meaning even in the suffering. He said, those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Meaning, that is the secret. Life is not asking you to be comfortable. It is asking you to create meaning from the chaos. Your suffering is the canvas. Your choices are the brush. What picture will you paint? Let's get uncomfortably honest. Much of your suffering isn't caused by what happens to you. It's caused by the story you tell yourself about it. You believe heartbreak means you're unworthy of love. You believe failure means you're destined to be mediocre. You believe loss means life has cheated you. But what if none of those beliefs are true? What if heartbreak is simply the clearing of space for a deeper connection? What if failure is the tuition you pay for wisdom? What if loss is the brutal teacher that makes you treasure what remains? Think of the Japanese art of kintsugi, the practice of repairing broken pottery with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they are illuminated, celebrated, transformed into beauty. What if your scars are not disfigurements, but golden seams of resilience? Yet here is where most people turn away. They want healing without pain, growth without discomfort, transformation without sacrifice. But the universe has never worked that way. A seed must crack to sprout. A muscle must tear to grow. A heart must break to expand. And maybe, just maybe, your suffering is the proof that you are alive, that you are being reshaped for something larger than yourself. Consider this. Every civilization we admire today, Rome, Greece, Egypt, was built on struggle, war, hardship, and failure. Every philosophy we revere, Stoicism, Christianity, existentialism, was born from confrontation with suffering. Do you really think your life will be any different? The unfairness you face is not a curse, it is your initiation. But here's the twist most people don't want to hear. Strength does not come from merely surviving your suffering. It comes from transforming it, from using the fire that burned you to light a new path, not just for yourself, but for others. Imagine this. One day, someone will look at you, not at your success, not at your comfort, but at your scars, and they will say, "Because they endured, I believe I can endure too." That is legacy. That is immortality. So the next time life feels unfair, stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" Because in that moment, you are not the victim. You are the author. And the story you write with your suffering might one day be the very story that saves someone else's life. Life is not fair, but it is meaningful if you dare to make it so. And maybe, just maybe, that is what you were born for. Now let this thought linger. What if the unfairness you hate most about life is the very thing that could make you unforgettable? Would you still curse it, or would you thank it?